Hello, hello, hello. We're here. I popped in just a little bit earlier. Hi, guys. How y'all doing? We're here. It's Sunday. Hi. Hello. Happy Sunday. Y'all know what time it is. Lord. Y'all know what time it is. It is Sunday. It is time to review. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys hit the like button on your way in. What do we got so far? 72 and 59. Thank you. Somebody said love the bun. Yeah, we got it pulled up. Got it pulled up tonight. Did a little conditioning with the hair. Yeah, we switched it up just a little bit on you guys. Just a little bit. Pulled it up in a little bun tonight, honey. Yes, let's move on. Beat the face a little bit. Y'all like the face? Y'all like the face? We're giving y'all face. We're serving face on the menu tonight. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're trying to keep it looking fresh over here, y'all. Yes. Yes, yes. The bun look better than coleslaw. Y'all are messy, okay? Y'all are messy. I love it, okay? I live for it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Kimmy are trying to keep it together over here, baby. We're trying to keep it together. Yes, yes, yes. Had to do a little conditioning with the hair today. We get ready to transition to the braids here. So we're just doing a little conditioning so they can go on and hook a sister up, honey. Yes. No filter. Ain't no filter. This is me in the flesh. This is me. We don't do the filters. We don't need no filters over here now. Now we in our late 40s. We don't need no filters. We drink our water and we mind our business. That's why we look young over here. All right. When you mind your business and drink your water, you look young. We're not late. When I say late, we're not late 40s. And I feel good. I feel good. We take care of our body over here. We do what we got to do over here. So thank y'all for being here. Okay. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys had a good day. Went to church. Got your God on, honey. Of course, God is everywhere. But if you went to church today, that's a great thing. It's always a great thing, honey, when you go to church and do your thing. All right. Said I'm looking beautiful. I appreciate it, honey. You guys I can't see you guys, but y'all are looking beautiful as well. Beautiful black queens. Y'all know I live for it. No, we don't do no filters over here. We don't need that. If you see me in person, this is me. If you see me in person, this is the face you're gonna see. I don't do all that filter bullshit. I don't do all that. Now we'll beat the face and put a little makeup on, a little, we'll do what we gotta do over here. But let's keep it moving. said girl, you were getting Uncle Wanda together. Oh yeah. I kept telling Anthony, drop the link. Y'all saw me in the building. Y'all saw me in the chat. I was like, I ain't going to be down here in the chat and stay down here in the chat and don't say nothing. Y'all know I don't come in the room and not say nothing. I don't be in the bushes. Caramel I don't do bushes. If I'm there, you're going to know my ass is there. Period. You're going to know I'm in the room. But yeah, it was a nice look. It was a nice look. Wanda, honey, she had no accountability. None. She hightailed her ass up out of there. And what made me have to snap on her just a little bit, this is something that I despise, y'all. Let me say that before we get into the review. If I'm talking to somebody and we're having a conversation and I'm quiet when you're talking, and then you turn around and as soon as I start talking, you try to overtalk me and you don't want to hear what I got to say and you being like super disrespectful, that kind of irks the shit out of me because I was respectful enough to sit back and be cute and on mute and allow you to say what you got to say. And then as soon as I start speaking, you disrespectfully just start talking over me. And that's what Wanda was doing. Like she did not want to take accountability for what she was doing, what she had done. Because y'all know a few times, and I told her I had to check you a few times because you was out of order like that McDonald's machine over there, girl. That McDonald's ice cream machine, you be out of order. So I had to let her ask, no, you're not gonna overtalk me. No, not tonight. If you on live, I'm here too. Conversation is two people talking. That was kind of what I wanted her ass to know. You're not gonna ever overtalk me. You're not gonna get louder than me. You're just not. You're not. And she didn't want to hear that shit. So she wanted to act like she had all these calls coming in. I don't know who the hell was. I think maybe Tisha and Marcel was calling her ass to tell her to get off the live. Like, get off the live. Do not be over there. You don't need to be over there. Like, hang up. So her ass, she got on up out of there. And that was great for her because I was about to tear her ass cheeks all the way off. Okay. Look back at it. Bitch, won't nothing gonna be back there. But yeah, y'all know how we down. Y'all know how we spare no one. I done told y'all we don't spare anyone. No one get it. I don't care who it is, baby. I don't give a damn if I don't care who it is. She has been so disrespectful, and I had to get her, y'all. I had to get her. And I don't ever want to disrespect nobody's mama, but I don't even see Wanda as somebody's mama. I just see her as a roadkill cooking biatch out here in these streets. And I don't even like even go there with nobody, but it is what it is. All right, let's move on. Season 6, episode 3, Hasta La Tisha Baby. That's the topic of this particular episode. It was boring as hell. They gave Tisha a lot of camera time, you guys, for this particular episode. I won't feeling it, but I mean, hell, it is what it is. Y'all pardon me too. I've been sipping on rum today, okay? So if I seem a little more, that's what it is. Okay, this is the rum kicking in. Blame it on the alcohol shit. Okay, it's Sunday. I'm having communion. Let me get a sip. And I'm back just like that. Okay. All right. So the episode begins. It's the rum, y'all. I promise. All right. So the episode begins with Tisha and Kiki at the gym, sitting on the floor. They're talking. They're having a discussion about what irks her, what she did to her, what they did, how they're going to get past what's been going on with them, how they're going to move forward in terms of being family. And putting some of the things and the animosity that they have between each other behind, okay? I see y'all in the comments. All right, so Tisha says to Kiki, she says, I can't believe that you would do that to me. Okay, and y'all know I have to do voices and sounds whenever I'm talking about somebody, so y'all forgive me, okay? So Kiki went to Tisha's house. What Tisha is talking about is the fact that Kiki went to her house whenever she had just had her youngest daughter. Okay, when Tisha had just had her youngest daughter, and she was saying that you came to my house every day. Tisha says that Kiki was stealing her pain pills, and that Tisha was saying that she had a whole C-section out here, child, and that Kiki was coming to her house every day to see the baby and really to get them pills. That's really what it was about. Like, bitch, I ain't really come to see you. I'm coming to get these pills. I know where they are. So I already saw them in the cabinet. I know you about to put some more up there, and guess what? I'm coming back tomorrow and I'm gonna get some more. So that's what Kiki was on, coming to Tisha's house back then when Tisha had just had her youngest daughter. So if y'all know, Kiki already came out and said she had an addiction to pain pills. She was taking Tisha's pain pills, and Tisha felt away about that, okay? Somebody said blame it on the alcohol. Girl, it is. It's the kick in for me, okay? So Tisha says to Kiki, she says, that was real effed up, okay? And she says, what I want to know is, what's the real reason that you were mad with me, all right? So Tisha says, well, I'm saying to Tisha that Tisha stay mad at everybody. Tisha, you never let anything go. You hold on to everything, just like you still hold on to the mess that you're going through with Melody, which really I don't feel like it's no mess. It's just, I mean, you agree to disagree. Some people just not gonna get along. Why you continue to hold on to it for as long as you do is beyond me. I feel like it's for attention. Tisha hold on to beef for attention, so that when she see you, she kind of give you that look like, you know, you remember you did such and such to me, when really you don't really give a damn. Like, everybody have other things going on in their life to where they're not really focused on that type of BS. But Tisha is in the house all damn day with children. So when she come out and she's around adults, she don't know how to adjust. That's the problem with Tisha. That's the problem I have with Tisha. She don't know how to adjust when she is around the house all damn day with children, and she finally get to come out and be around adults. She don't know how to act. Don't nobody want to coddle you. Ain't nobody about to hold your hand. And damn sure ain't nobody about to be recapping stuff that happened before when we done talked about the shit. Like, and that's what you're doing with Kiki. You feel like you have this hold on Kiki because you know stuff about her life. So now you want her to have some type of accountability when you have none. And that is just something I cannot take with Tisha. You apologize to no one. You have no accountability for nothing, but you want to sit here and have a whole fool la la with Kiki, and you want her to be like, oh, well, I'm sorry for what I did and why I took your medication back then, which I'm pretty sure she already done apologized for the shit before. But because Tisha want to feel important and she want to feel like she getting some attention, then she wants to try to play this little game of, I know this about you and you owe me an apology, I'm offended. Well, bitch, be offended. Let's move on, child. So Kiki, like I said, she was probably taking those pain pills because being around Tisha is very tough, and baby, you got to be medicated in order to be around Tisha and be sane, okay? Kiki was like, bitch, I'm about to take every pill in this damn cabinet because hanging around you is a lot, Tisha. And I don't blame her ass. But I really hope that she got the help that she needed because, you know, with most recent chain of events, honey, at Home Depot. I don't know. But moving on, child. And I'm saying it ain't her, but hey, whoever it was, yeah, it's giving no. So then Kiki responds. It says that you pulled away when I needed you. She says, and that you took my best friend away. Okay. So then Tisha said, who was your best friend? And Tisha and Kiki said, you were my best friend. Okay. Tisha said, how did I take me away? And I was just like, bitch, how did I take me away? Child, Calgon or something need to take you away because you were totally oblivious to what the conversation was about. You can't follow a conversation which says you've been around your kids a little bit too long. Learn how to read between the lines. And that's the problem that you're having with your husband. You can't read between the lines to be able to check his ass. And it's looking like you can't read between the lines in a conversation with Kiki. And this is a simple conversation. Ain't but two of you guys talking. So if she said, I lost my best friend, hello, she's talking about you. Follow the conversation. Moving on. So I'm like, Jesus. So Tisha says to Kiki, says that we were arguing in my front yard and you said F that baby. Okay. And then Kiki said, I said that? Kiki, don't worry about it, girl. You was taking the pills, okay? You probably did say that. You know, when you high on some shit, you don't really remember everything that you saying. All right. If that good old hydrocodone done kicked in, baby, you don't know what the hell you done said. So just go with it, girl. But Tisha was like, yeah, you did say that, okay? She said, yeah, I remember you said that. And you know Tisha don't forget shit. So she gonna remind you if you offended her. All right. So like I said, Tisha conveniently remembers what everybody else says and does, but she does not remember what she's saying do. But go off, Tisha. So Tisha says to Kiki, she says that I noticed that you were very violent, okay? She says, I said that this girl needs to get some help. Kiki responds, yeah, you did. You did say that, okay? And then Tisha continues and says that you were angry and I was hurt too. She says that I had to get away because it was hurting me too. She says that you were doing things to hurt me and I felt like I couldn't trust you anymore. She says that we even took a trip together. All right. Thank you so much for the membership. All right. Says we even took a trip together and I just wanted you to be better. She says, but you wasn't getting better. So I said, you know what? I don't want this relationship with her right now. All right. That's understandable. If you're doing everything you can for a person, but I don't agree with totally giving up on a person unless they totally giving up on themselves and everything that you're trying to do to help them and it's just not working and they're just not getting it and they just want to not be great. Sometimes you got to step away and allow a person to see themselves so that they can go ahead and accept the help that they need and or get the help that they need. Okay. Because not everybody want help. You can't save everybody. Some people don't want to be saved. Got to let them hit that brick wall. And when they hit that wall, then hey, that reality kick in. That's just how it is with addicts. You can take them to rehab every single day until they're ready to stop, until they're ready to accept that necessary help that they need. It ain't going to work. Sometimes you got to love people from a distance until they get it. And that's for anybody out there that's dealing with somebody with an addiction. That doesn't mean that you don't love them because you pull back. Sometimes you got to allow people to hit that brick wall so that they can see themselves and understand that this is not the way to go. And then you got some that you just absolutely cannot help. And you can't feel bad about it because they're an adult. This is a decision they're making. So let's move on. So Kiki, she nods in agreement. Okay. And then Kiki says in her confessional, she says it is very disheartening to know that I made Tisha feel the way that she felt. She says, I wasn't myself at the time. She says, and I was dealing with a lot during that time. And I just cannot change things. She says that prayerfully, nothing like that will ever happen again. Okay. Prayerfully, it won't. Prayerfully, it won't. And my thing is, Kiki, hopefully you won't be back at Home Depot anymore or somebody that look like you, but never mind. Moving on. Okay. That was a little side joke. Moving on. Somebody said, take out the violins. I know. Oh my God. That scene was super boring. It was super edited. Listen, let me sound like Tisha. It had a lot of editing going on in that particular scene, and it seemed a little scripted to me. It was a little too scripted. But anywho, Tisha responds by saying that I'm having an event, and I want to invite you, and we will see how it goes from there. All right. So then Kiki says, I'll love to come. She said, let's hug it out. And then she calls her Big Booty Judy. Tisha's walking out of the actual little gym that they were in. And y'all know she had on these little tight pants. And you know, she done got that little re-up, honey, of that fixer flat in her ass cheeks, honey. So she could be out here on television looking like she got a whole booty out here. I mean, she was a pancake. What, seasons 1 through 3? Tisha was a pancake. Season 1 through 3. But she don't even got that fixer flat in her ass, honey. And yeah, Kiki was like, yeah, come on, big booty Jew. Let's go on and hug it out and get on up out of here. I was like, all right, girl. But yeah, so the next scene, we get to the next scene. Marcel, he's at Black. He's calling Tisha, and she's not responding. Don't know where the hell she was. I do know on a few episodes, well, in one of his lives, he called her cheap back Tisha. Maybe she out there doing her thing. Who knows? But she was not picking up that damn phone. So Marcel, he's looking at cigars at Black. He's preparing for his dad to arrive so that they can sit and talk and catch up. His dad is coming in from out of town to come and visit Black for the first time. He has not seen it since they did, according to Marcel, construction on it. So this will be his first time actually seeing the finished product of Black. All right. So Marcel's dad finally arrives in Black. All right. Let me give you guys a picture. It's one that I put together of what it reminded me of. Am I being a little petty when I show it? Probably. It's the vibe that it gives me. That's his dad there. And he kind of reminds me of old boy from Batman when I saw him. I said, you have the George Jefferson hairline, but you're kind of giving this look. Body-wise, he's kind of shaped like old boy from old Penguin here from Batman. Yeah, he kind of reminded me of Batman, the old boy from Batman. He's shaped like him. And his hair, you know, his hairline kind of fell like that. I said, damn, he reminded me of somebody. I had to do a whole side by side, but child, let's move on. I'm trigger warning, okay? I'm gonna be a little petty tonight because this episode thoroughly irritated the shit out of me because it was super boring. So I got to do something to crank this damn episode up for you guys because listen, it was boring. I got to be a little petty. I got to be a little bit on my petty. All right, I've been sipping some rum. Y'all forgive me if I take it too far, okay? But baby, we got to be a little petty because I got to crank it up just a little bit, All right. So his dad comes in, honey, with his burgundy t-shirt on, his red pinstripe shirt, honey, and the body like the Penguin off Batman, like I said, baby. I was just like, ooh, child. But I was like, that's where the boys get their body yada yaddies from out here. Like Marcel and all the brothers, that's where y'all body yada yaddies come from. I thought it was the mama, but I was like, no, it's the daddy. Like hips, all that. Y'all get y'all body from y'all daddy. I was like, what? It's totally like daddy. Like all y'all get y'all body. Let me show the picture again. All the brothers get their body from the daddy. I was like, damn. I was thinking it was the mama, but it's the damn daddy. They are shaped. You big up top and you little on the bottom. You little on the bottom and you big up top. That's where y'all get y'all body from. I was like, who knew? God. But anywho, so the dad's name, of course, they put the name on the screen. His name is Mark Scott Sr. Okay, so y'all know Basement Billy. His name is that as well. So that's Basement Billy Sr. Who knew? I was like, damn, we already had Basement Billy Jr. So now we got Basement Billy Sr. on the screen. I was like, okay, I'm glad to get to meet everybody. Didn't know we were going to have a whole Scott family reunion this season. Who knew that all the damn Scotts were going to be showing up and Tisha's family as well? It's like a whole family reunion this season. But hey, go off. But he shows up, honey, with his mismatched shirt on, baby, and they greet each other. They greet each other. They begin to crack jokes back and forth. He's a jokester like Marcel, so I see where Marcel kind of get that shit from. I was like, that irritates me. Nothing irritates me more than a man that just damn jokes all the damn time. Like, do you have a serious side to you? Like, it's yeah. That irritates me. I hate a man that talk a lot, and I hate a man that joke too much and play too much. That shit irks me. Like, don't do that with me. But yeah, they joking back and forth. They cracking jokes back and forth between Marcel and the dad. And he was saying, hey, this is the bar. This is da 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 da. You haven't been here since we actually did construction on it. This is the finished product. Boom. So they pick up a cigar and they proceed to go sit down and talk and catch up. All right. Marcel lights his dad's cigar, and they start talking. Marcel says that it's a dream lighting a stick with you, old man. Okay. And then they reminisced on when Maurice was trying to smoke like some leaves or something in the yard. They were saying when they were kids, and said that the dad made him smoke it since he wanted to smoke. He wanted to be out here trying to smoke. So he said his dad made Maurice smoke the leaves that he got out the yard while he was pretending to smoke. And I was just like, that's not great, but I wouldn't have told that shit on national television. So then the dad says, I'm proud of you, man. Marcel says, thank you. Thank you, Dad. So then the dad says, but you are busy making a living, and I want you to make a life, okay? And I was like, his life was running to Africa, Dad, without his family, and disrespecting Tisha, and getting disrespecting Tisha and not allowing her to be her best self. Okay, that is his life. All right, getting ass shots in his phone. All right, and getting blasted at a reunion. That's his life. His life is not taking vacations with his family as he should, as a man, as a married man. That is his life. All right. So Marcel, he nods in agreement as his dad is telling him that he wants him to make a life, okay, and not be too busy in his life, which I'm trying to figure out what the hell is you doing that's making you so busy, but go off, Dad. So the dad says to spend time with your loved ones and let everyone know that it's not always about working, all right? And I'm like, working where? Not as in garden, because that's why your ass is being sued, okay? Not at the Fairfield Inn. Not at the hotel that you're telling everybody that you're building, because that's been put at a halt there. They don't have anybody bidding on it as of yet. So they ain't nothing popping off over there quite yet. So where you doing all this work, I don't know, but go off. Okay. Yeah, go off. So then the dad says that I didn't take a cruise until I was 50 years old. He says that I want you to be able to give me one second. I want you to be able to have some to be able to do that, all right, but not just making a living, but making a life. He's still saying that. All right, so I was just like, Dad, you took a cruise, but your son went to Africa. He's living his life. Trust me, he's living his best life. You took a cruise, his ass went all the way to Africa. Trust me, he is living his best life. Don't get it twisted. All right, Dad. So then Marcel says, Dad, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. He says, in my mind, I be thinking the end is just right around the corner, even with this house situation. He's talking about Scott Manor, okay? And this was my eyes. I was like, here we go. He said, even with this house situation, once I build this house, okay, and build this house out, he says that, Scott Manor, follow me. He says, then I can relax. And I said, well, shit, I guess you're not going to relax, because first of all, that's not y'all land to even be building on. So I guess you're not going to ever relax then, are you? Yeah, because it's a million rocks out there. I done showed the pictures. I don't know how you're going to be building. It's bedrock, literally. It's literally bedrock and literally not your land. So I don't know where you plan on building this house, baby, but go ahead with these lies. This is your storyline this season. Go ahead. So then the dad says that I used to chase money just like you, okay? He says that every holiday I worked, all right? And so then Marcel, and then the dad continues. He says that, I worked at General Motors. He says, and because he said, I worked there because they give you double time. Okay. Meaning that he wanted to get all these hours. He wanted to work. He says, and I don't want my kids to make the same mistakes that I did. He says that my dad did it with me. All right. My thing is this. Because Marcel and Maurice said in another episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I don't know if they remember this whenever they decided to have their dad on the show to talk about him coming on here being this, I ain't saying he ain't a great dad, but from my understanding, they grew up poor. Marcel talked about he slept on the floor. He slept on people's couches. Sometimes they didn't have food. I'm trying to figure out if you working all these double shifts and all this at General Motors, what was going on to where the mama even said that they said that the mama even had to work several jobs. So it sounded like this storyline is a bunch of bullshit to me. It sounded like it's a bunch of bullshit. Now this is, they saying that this dad was said to not be there. This is what Marcel and them said in another episode, because I remember they were saying that their dad was not there. He's saying that he worked all these holidays and these double shifts. All right. But Marcel said, and I want to say that it's season 3, that they grew up poor, sleeping on floors, barely had food, etc. The mom had to work multiple jobs. Okay. And that their dad, from my understanding, wasn't there like he should have been. So why, pray tell, are you sitting on this episode acting like you a father of the year, giving out all this solicited advice? It sounds good. It sounds real good, but you might not be the one to, right advice, wrong person is what it's giving me. You weren't there for your children like you should have been, to where their mother had to work numerous jobs to spend time away from the children. And they're talking about they had to sleep on floors. Why is that if you work all these extra hours and you work at General Motors while you sitting up here on national television talking about you work, and your children were talking about they weren't properly taken care of and they were lacking in life? Where were you? Where were you is my question, because they grew up to be very chauvinistic very narcissistic, and very disrespectful towards women. You, sir, were not there to teach them how to be men. And it's apparent in the way that they treat their wives and every other woman that they come across, because they weren't taught that by you. Thank you for being on the show to get some camera time. But I cannot sit there and act like I did not hear your children say that you were not there as you should have been as a father. And it's a reflection of that from the way that they act towards women. The only woman I've ever seen them respect is their mama. And that's on camera. I don't know how they do her off camera. That's the only woman that I've ever seen them respect. Marcel treats Tisha like a dog. He respects her none. Maurice does not respect Kimmy, period. They dictate to their women. They don't respect their women. Basement Billy disrespected Miss Van to the utmost. All of them are brothers with the same mentality. It's coming from somewhere. And the fact that you weren't there with their mother like you were supposed to be, which further says to me that this narcissistic, chauvinistic attitude came from you. They got it from somewhere. Children grow up, especially boys, to see what they were taught. And I thank God that Marcel's son has a little bit of, I don't know where he's getting it from. He don't have that. It seems like he don't have that same mentality from the way that he checked his dad. And we're going to talk about that further down. He has a little bit more respect for women in terms of how he's very protective of Tisha, because he don't see his father doing that. Marcel doesn't protect Tisha and or respect her. So the son is doing that, because I don't know who taught him that. Because I don't see how Marcel can teach him that when he does not have that same attitude or those same upbringing. I don't know where he's learning that from. But he is very respectful and protective, because boys are naturally protective anyway of their mothers. Boys are. But let's move on. I didn't like how his dad sat there and was acting like he was just father of the year, giving out all this advice, and you were not there, sir. You damaged your sons because you were not there as a father, and they have grown up to be total assholes in this world towards women. Marcel is the worst one out of all of your sons. Well, I don't know. Him and Basement Billy kind of run neck and neck. They kind of run neck and neck. Basement Billy, he's very anal. But Marcel, he just has that, he has that sneaky, sharp, chauvinistic side, and he try to hide it in jokes. But he really mean what he be saying. Y'all met people like that? You try to hide your bullshit in jokes, but you really mean what you say. That's the mess that Marcel does. But let's move on. Okay. Yeah. Giving out all this damn unsolicited advice. Ain't nobody asked your ass. You won't there, sir. I cannot take you serious. I think the dad just wanted camera time. Marcel wanted pretty much a storyline, because they can't use Melody this season, so they're grasping for straws. That's all it is. Melody already told you at the reunion, you can't use me as a storyline anymore. Get a storyline. So now y'all are just grasping for straws and forgetting the lies that y'all done told in previous season. Done brought this man on here, making everybody think he's just such a great daddy. He done came into town, and y'all sitting up talking about like, Dad, you've been there for me all my bullshit. I'm sorry. Everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion, and it is used for entertainment purposes only. Let me go ahead on and put my disclaimer on up here, because I'm gonna have to drag some asses tonight, and I'm a little bit on this rum tonight, and I don't even know what I'm gonna say. So just for my protection, okay? Because I don't never know what I'm gonna fly. I don't know what's gonna fly out my mouth tonight. I promise you. Like, I got my show together, but just certain scenes I already know it's gonna take me there, baby. Like the song say. I already know. It's gonna take me all the way there. Thank you. You guys compliment my hair. I appreciate it, y'all. It was something I did like real quick. Honestly, it's a no-brainer. This took me no time. I promise you. I'm getting braids tomorrow, so it's something I did right quick. Okay, let's go ahead and put up this disclaimer so we can be protected over here, baby. Because listen, I'm so irritated with this episode. That particular scene kind of sent me into oblivion, and I was just like, damn, I cannot wait to get online and talk about this shit, because that's just giving up. So then Marcel says, Dad, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself, Dad. So then his dad says, I'm just being realistic. He says, there's a difference in being busy and being productive. You got that right. Tell your son that again. There's a difference between being busy and being productive. There is a difference. Marcel needs to know the difference between that because he always try to act like his ass is so busy he could never be home. Tisha says he don't go on vacation with him and the kids. You know why? Because he's telling her he's so busy and he's working. Well, what, sir, is it that you are working on that makes you have to stay away from your house and your family so much that you cannot be there? What, sir, are you producing to show anything that you are doing? You weren't working at Zen Garden. They even said that you were lazy. You would come to the job site and it would take you forever to start working. Then when you did start, you were lazy. That's what they were saying about you. So you were lazy. You didn't even finish the job. They had to hire someone to finish the job that they paid you to do and then turn around and sue y'all asses for $5 million. So what are you doing? This new place over here at the Fairfield Inn, there's a whole bidding war on this. They're not even working over there, but you showing up doing lives. We talked about it the other day. You showing up doing lives like y'all just so busy over there. You and Tisha with your hard hat on and your street clothes on. What are you doing? I'm trying to figure out. What the hell are y'all doing that's making you so busy? But go off, sir. Go off. You ain't doing nothing. So the dad says that when do you stop working so hard to enjoy what you work so hard for? What, pray tell, did you work hard for? Let's do a rundown, shall we? The broken down house, the leased cars, the dirty cigar lounge, okay, owned by multiple people. Let's do a whole rundown. I can keep going. I can keep going. What did you work hard for? The corn growing in the driveway? Like, what did you work hard for? Because it's my understanding that this position really was just given to you. Melody got y'all on the show. She allowed you to stay at her rental house. She let you drive her car when y'all didn't have a car and your cars was broke down and you were pretty much damn near destitute and almost on the streets, working at the movie theater over there, a whole popcornologist. What were you doing? You don't give nobody credit for nothing because you like to take it for yourself. But what, pray tell, were you doing where you could say that you were working so hard? It's looking to me like everything was given to you. Show was given to you by Melody. Melody started the company and pretty much handed it over to you with she said little or nothing. So she was trying to help you guys be great out here. While you running around here trying to act like you a boss, but it's by default because someone else did the work. You just went out here and got the hard hat. That's what it's looking like to me. But go off. So the dad says that one day you will look up in your kids, okay? Look up at your kids and they will be grown, okay? And your wife's hair will be gray or grayer, okay? And I'm just like, I don't know how he gonna see. I don't know how Marcel is gonna see on any of their hair because all she do is wear some of those lookalike wigs from like Mel. She go out and keep purchasing all these lookalike wigs from Mel. So how you gonna get to see her gray hair? Because she runs around looking like Mel. Tisha's goal is to run around looking like Mel. Thank you so much, Nisa Smith, for the super chat, my dear. So then Marcel goes into confession, okay? He says, when it comes to my goals, it's really not about money. You got that right. He says it is about the passion in what I do. Cheating, maybe. Which is to stay on IG. This is what I'm saying, which is to stay on IG arguing with women, okay, and then helping other men cheat while you do it as well. Is that what your goal and your passion is? That's what it's looking like. So then Marcel says that this would be a path to help your family enjoy generational wealth, okay? And it's not time to stop. That is what he's saying, all right? So then Marcel says to his dad, he says, it's not going to take away the fact that I love to work, okay? So his dad says to Marcel, says that my son loves to work more than God. He says, even God took a day of rest. Well, your son takes a lot of days of rest. Quiet is kept. This is all for the camera's dad. So pipe it down, okay? All right. So they both stand up to embrace one another because they're getting ready to leave Black. All right. The dad is getting ready to leave. They stand up. They embrace each other, crack a few more jokes, and boom, they're out of there. Going into the next scene is Tisha and Kimmy at some coffee shop in South, as they were saying, South Huntsville, okay? They're there because Tisha is upset that Marcel pretty much kicked her out of Schultz and hired someone else to come there to work. So she no longer has an office, so she had to go to this coffee shop, which I think this is total bullshit with this storyline, with her laptop to look busy just to sit up and get some more camera time. That's all it is. Tisha, you have not worked this entire damn show. You have been a at-home wife, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this season, they are pushing Tisha to look like she is this boss, that she's so busy and that she's so booked doing whatever the hell I don't know. But we're going to go with it. Carlos, this is total bullshit, and I want you to know, if you're watching my channel, this season is total bullshit. It's not believable. It's not believable, but okay. Kimmy comes in upon Tisha sitting there. She's sipping her coffee. The man brought her some coffee. She's sitting there waiting on Kimmy to get there. Kimmy comes in. She's got on this red outfit. She looks great. She looks great. She looks radiant. She sits down. The man that works there also brings her a cup of coffee. Her and Tisha, they catch up. And Kimmy asks Tisha, says that, why are we all the way here in South Huntsville at a coffee shop? And Tisha says, because Marcel took over my desk and hired someone to work at Schultz without telling me. I seriously doubt that. Okay. I seriously doubt that, Tisha. But okay. That's the storyline they're giving us this season, y'all. Total bullshit. So then Kimmy, she's looking surprised, like, wait, what? So she's like, Marcel has a business partner. And that's no longer your space. That's what Kimmy is asking her. So Tisha's like, yeah. And says that he told me that I couldn't put my degrees on the wall, but now he's got his degrees on the wall. Okay. And that's your damn fault, because you're stupid to allow him to continue to gaslight you and treat you like you ain't the one that jump started the shit anyway. That's your credit over there that he uses to do the businesses and have them up and running, but you allow him to play in your face. So that's just what he's going to do. He don't respect you. So you allow him to boot you out and pull somebody else in. It sounds to me like he's setting himself up to probably get ready to leave your ass here real soon. And he's putting some money away somewhere so your ass don't know about it when he get ready to make his final departure. That's just my take on it. So then Kimmy says that you lying. Says that you lying, Tisha. I don't believe that. And my thing is, Kimmy, you married to a whole narc. You married to Maurice, which has the same mentality of Marcel. They all think alike. All the Scott brothers think alike. Kimmy has her real estate company, as you guys know, and Maurice is now working over there and now talking about it's his company after Kimmy done started, because you know he ain't over there fixing no credit. Okay. And now he's talking about that it's his company. He's over there saying that he's the attorney. He's over there closing deals. He's doing this, and this. Sounding like he's so busy as well, piggybacking off something that Kimmy started. So it's looking like the Scott brothers like to piggyback off what their wives can do and or start, and they take it over and then make themselves feel like they're the boss. That is what Marcel is doing with Tisha in terms of Schultz and Black. And this is what Maurice is also doing in terms of with Kimmy. He didn't even have a place to stay. And I already told y'all, Kimmy went ahead and put Maurice's name on her deed to her house once they got married. So now it's looking like he's over there at her real estate company that she started. And he's over there talking about he's an attorney helping close deals at her company. And he's calling it his own. So what have you brought into the marriage besides your smart ass mouth? Like, what have you brought into the marriage? So then Tisha says that Marcel hired someone. She says, and I knew that he would be partner at Schultz, not coming in and working at Schultz in my office. That is what Tisha is telling Kimmy. All right. So then Kimmy says to Tisha, says that you're going to have to rent an office in the meantime, right? So then Tisha says, no, he's renovating and at the other part of the building, and it's going to take some time. So he's renovating a part for Tisha to actually work in, but it's going to take some time for him to get done with it. So Kimmy asked, how long would that take? So then Tisha said months. So I'll just be bouncing around until then. And I gotta, she says, and I gotta put some fire under him. All right. So then Kimmy says that you know you're gonna have to light more than fire under those Scott brothers. So Kimmy already know what it is, because she's already dealing with the shit over there with Maurice. All right, he gonna take his sweet time. Marcel is gonna take his sweet time because he don't really want Tisha to work anyway. He's just playing in her face. He tell her whatever he want to tell her, and she go with it. He don't really want her to work. He already said he's not trying to work with her. So his deadline in terms of him trying to get something jump started for Tisha, get her office for her to come in and work, that's not really on his priority. But he's gonna tell her that to shut her up and get her out of his face, because he don't really care to be working with Tisha. He said it on several episodes that he don't want to work with her. So his priority in terms of getting her in office, I don't see him speeding up any of his life to be trying to do that. I don't see him doing it. I don't see him doing it. But you know, my thing is Marcel, he's taking months to rest everything else but them Twitter fingers, okay? He stay on Twitter and IG. He got time to be on IG and Twitter and everywhere else. He stay on social media, but you don't have time to do anything in terms of for your wife who has put this business together to make it possible for the two of you to even say you have a business. Okay. So they're both, give me 1 second. Let's move on. Ooh, child, the rum is kicking in. All right, so then Tisha says that she says, I've been telling Millie, which y'all know is the thick buffet eating sister over there, honey, the one that worked over there at the Credit One, honey, Credit None, as we can call it. The thick sister Millie. She says, I've been telling Millie that I've been married the longest. Here she go with that bullshit again. She says, but Kimmy came in and just knows how to handle things with these Scott brothers. You've been married the longest and you still struggling with how to handle your husband, girl. That speaks volumes, because Kimmy only been married to Maurice going on what, maybe 4 or 5 years going on. You've been married for a whole 17 years and you still struggling with trying to communicate with your husband. Y'all need to find something else to do. Like, that's just sad that you sitting up here, you bragging about how long you been with Marcel, 17 years. You love to throw that out there. 17 years we've been married. But then you turn around and you don't know how to communicate with him. You still don't know how to get what you want from this man when you want it. It's sad. It's kind of low-key sad. It's sad in a way. For 17 years, you don't know him enough to know how to finagle your way in and get what you want from him. Women, do you not know how to get what you want from your man when you want it? And it don't take no damn 17 years to do it. Okay? I'm just saying. And you shouldn't have to finagle him too much if he love you like that. If he see that you want something that bad, he's going to do whatever he needs to do to get it for you and make sure that you have it, because he wants to see you happy. Okay, you shouldn't have to be out here giving out no extra head and all this other stuff, honey, and jumping up and down jumping off the dresser and jumping down on him, honey, on the bed, doing all this extra acrobatic shit just so that he can see you and give you what you want. You his wife. You are his wife. He should want to see you happy and want for nothing. But because you don't have that dynamic in your relationship, you got to sit up and talk to other women who've been married way less time than you, when you should be giving them the blueprint for marriage, because you've been there for 17 years. Granted, it is toxic as hell, but at the end of the day, you should have all the answers by now, ma'am. Let's move on. It's crazy to me. You coming to Kimmy, honey. Kimmy, she's struggling too. Kimmy like, bitch, I'm struggling too. What you asking me for? Hell, I'm struggling too. My man trying to take my shit too. Like, why you asking me? My husband trying to take my damn business too, girl. Why the hell you asking me? Like, damn, I'm in this shit too, just like you. That's what Kimmy's trying to let her ass know. So then Kimmy says that me and Maurice don't always agree. She says, and by the time you see the agreement side, you just don't really see the other stuff. That we just kind of get through it. And by the time you see the other stuff, then everything is all kumbaya. That's what Kimmy's letting her know. Then Kimmy goes on to tell Tisha how to approach the conversation with Marcel to get the results that she wants, instead of complaining and whining, because then Marcel just dismisses her and then overtalks her, and then she doesn't get what she wants. Okay? She don't get what she wants. And that's sad that you don't know how to say what you want to say to him and what to do in order to get what you want from your husband. Okay? I can bet my eyes a certain way, bitch, and I'm good over here. I ain't got to ask twice. Honey, I want this. Boom, she got it. I want to go here. But when your husband is outsourcing sexual desires, when your husband never wants to go on vacation with you, after 17 years, that speaks volumes. When he don't hear you when you're speaking, that speaks volumes. When you have to keep a calendar to remind yourself to please your husband, that speaks volumes after 17 years. Bitch, you should have it down packed by now. Women, we should have it down packed by now after 17 damn years you done been with this man. It should be like clockwork. Wake up, go in there, fry them, scramble them eggs, scramble them eggs, get popped by some bacon, shit, flip the bacon. Y'all know how it works. I mean, shit, girl, you've been frying bacon all this damn time. You should have it down pat by now, Tisha. You say you go to bed at 8:30, bitch, you should be well rested. Whatever he needs, get your needs met as well. I'm not saying that to only cater to him, but if you go to bed at 8:30, bitch, you should be well rested and you should have this down packed by now. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Go in and get popped. Damn, shit. Baker pop you. Go on and fix his damn breakfast, honey. Okay, take the kids to school. Have his ass upstairs. Y'all do whatever y'all do, honey. And it shouldn't be on no schedule. That just seems creepy to me. It shouldn't be like, ding, it's 8 o'clock. You on that bullshit. Like, why? Is it that serious? It's 8 o'clock. You in there going to town. It's 8 o'clock. Okay, and you're looking at the clock the whole time. All right, 8:15, let's stop. I got shit to do. Bitch, you looking at the clock the entire time. You ain't even took time to enjoy. That's why he outsourcing. Because everything is on a time limit. He's bored. He's bored. Let's move on, y'all. I promise it's the wrong, y'all. That won't even in my script. But I'm saying that to say all this. Tisha, you got to get some excitement in your marriage. Your husband don't see you as exciting. Your husband don't see you as, he act like he don't even like her. Marcel looks at her like, I'm sick of her ass. Your husband should not look at you like that after 17 years. You got to keep renewing that thing. He didn't want to renew his vows while we talking about renewing. When your ass went to Vegas, he didn't want to renew his vows with you, which speaks volumes. If he love you like that and he want to keep you around, it's certain things you got to do, women, to keep it, to keep the spice, keep it spicy. Don't be walking around the house with your head all tied up with granny panties on, and then you wonder why his ass don't never want to be home. That's why. He look at you like, damn. Fuck, I married Wanda. I can't stand Wanda's ass and the bitch walking around my house every day. That's how he look at you. He don't respect Wanda. Now he don't respect you because you looking like Wanda. He look at you and he see Wanda. He's like, fuck. I'm married fucking Wanda. That's how he look at Tisha. That's why he don't give you what you want, girl. And I ain't about to give you no pointers because, bitch, you done been married for 17 years and you ain't got it by now. Guess what? It's a chop for me, okay? It's a chop for me. I get what I want over here. I get shit done over here. All right, it gets done. Know that. But let's move on. Kimmy says, maybe talk to Marcel before or after a session, meaning sexual sessions, if you will. Maybe talk to him before or after a session in the bedroom. I was like, bad idea. Bad idea. Because if he outsourcing, then whatever she said, he don't fucking want to hear. He's just trying to hurry up and get done so he can get on out the door. Bad idea. It don't matter if you talk before, during, or after. He don't really want to hear the shit. Okay? That's why he overtalk her when she talk. Because he don't want to hear her. But anywho, I was like, oh, well, I guess you ain't going to get it done, Tisha. So then Tisha says, I'm working on expressing my feelings to my spouse. Because, 17 years, we've been together for, she's still on that bullshit. We've been together for 17 years. I'm working on my expression with my husband, okay? So in the middle of their conversation, Melody calls. I was like, oh, thank God, saved by the bell. Thank you, Mel, for calling in this moment, girl. So Melody calls. She's talking to Kimmy, all right? She's talking to Kimmy. They're catching up. She's asking her how she's doing. Melody's asking Kimmy about coming to some type of massage. She wants to take her to a massage. She was like, hey, how you doing? You can get massages, right? I would like to invite you on a massage. It's okay for you to get a massage. You can have a massage. I would love for you to come, so she's on that. So Kimmy accepts. She was like, oh, yeah, girl. Yeah, I can do a massage. I can do a massage. So then Tisha interrupts. Is that Mel? Can I talk to Mel? So Kim was like, can you talk to Mel? Like, what you got to say to Mel? Because last time I heard you don't call her a devil with a black soul. Now you want to take my damn phone and be trying to talk to her? Like, bitch, you're not about to break my phone. What you want to talk to Mel for? So Kimmy was like, you want to speak to Mel? Tisha was like, yeah, I want to speak to Mel. So Kimmy was like, Tisha, stop playing. She was like, I don't want no argument in this quiet coffee shop. That's what she was saying. Because it was just like, you didn't want to talk to Mel no other time. I mean, when Mel called you to ask you to come to Kimmy's event, you sat there for a whole 5 seconds on mute. You ain't said nothing because you didn't really want to talk to Mel. Now you grabbing for the phone to talk to Mel, which I thought was very weird. So then Kimmy hands Tisha the phone, all right, to talk to Melody. Tisha says, Mel, can you hear me? Mel was mute. Like, bitch, give Kimmy back the phone. That's probably the thought that Mel had when Tisha got on the phone. Said, Mel, is this you? And it was like dead silence, nothing for a few seconds. And then Melody was like, yeah, this is Melody. Like, what the hell do you want, Tisha? Why are you on the phone, Tisha? That was kind of the vibe that I got from that. Like, Melody really didn't want to speak to her. So then Melody was like, yeah, I'm here. Her tone was real. Like, y'all know how Melody beat y'all when she on food with you. Was like, yeah. So then Tisha invites Melody to an event that she's having and says that she would love it if she could make it. Of course you would. Which I feel like production forced her to do that, as they always do. All right. Because they're trying to get everybody to get along so them ratings can stay up, honey. That's why. That's all it is. They want the cast to get along, especially the women on the show, so that the ratings can be up and people can continue to watch. Because if Mel is fighting with everybody, it's just not going to work. People not going to want to see it. So production is like, hey, play nice. Call, get on the phone and talk to Mel and invite her to this event, even though you don't want her ass to be there. And even though she don't want to be there either. All right. So then Melody says, just send me the information. After Tisha asked her, can she come to the event? Mel was like, yeah, just send me the information, which y'all know she did the same thing with Marcel at Kimmy and Maurice's house when Marcel invited her to his wine event. Y'all remember, he had his incest wine event coming up. Mel was like, yeah, okay, just send me the information. That means probably not. That's probably not in a good way. That's what Melody was trying to tell her. Just send me the information, and I tell my people, talk to your people, and blah, blah, blah. Y'all know how it go. She really won't feel on her ass because she don't really fool her like that. So Melody, so Tisha gives the phone back to Kimmy, and Melody says to Kimmy, so anyway, anyway. Mel was like, yeah, so anyway, says, you're going to be able to come, right? Kimmy was like, yes. So they end the call. All right. So then Tisha tells Kimmy, she says that I want to invite you to an event coming up. And I was glad that Melody was on the phone so that I could invite her as well. Bullshit. So then Kimmy says that I'm glad too. She says that, and then Kimmy goes in her confessional. She says that was unexpected. She says, but I'll take them squashing their beef. All right. So then they go to the next scene where Marcel and Tisha are at the little broke down house, honey, that they stay in right there by the highway where you can see all the cars driving by through the little curtain, honey. I said, child, it was about 20 cars done drove past there, but go off, honey. So then Marcel, he is playing chess with his two daughters. All right, they're playing chess. He's teaching them to play chess. You can tell they really didn't want to be there. You can tell it was all scripted. The daughter was sitting there rolling her eyes like, I'd rather be anywhere else. I'd rather really be upstairs there watching TV than down here pretending like we this happy family when I really don't want to play this shit. So then Marcel goes in his confessional and says that he's been thinking a lot about the conversation with his dad and that he's trying to spend more time with his kids at home. Okay, but Marcel, don't you usually be out? You don't never really be home anyway, but whatever, sir. All right. Whatever gets you more camera time, Marcel, because you were saying in your live that you ain't really had no camera time. So if that's going to get you more camera time to sit here and play nice and act like you really want to be there and spend time with your kids when you're never there, it is what it is. All right. So then Tisha, she goes in her confessional. She says that it's great to be able to spend quiet time at home after speaking to Kimmy. She says that I'm going to take this advice on talking to Marcel about getting kicked out of this office and see what comes of it. All right. Which we already know where that's going to go. All right. So she's putting dinner on the table. All the kids are sitting at the table. She put dinner on the table. It's looking like they're eating like salmon and some other stuff. I don't know what else. But they're sitting down. They're eating. So Marcel says to the kids, says that y'all enjoying mama's cooking. The kids are like, yeah, it's all right. So then Marcel says, well, mom can't cook as much now because she's working. All right. Trying to guilt trip the kids. All right. Playing this little game. It's kind of like he's playing the kids against Tisha, because y'all know he don't really want her to work anyway. So then Tisha says, oh my God, Marcel, are you serious? Okay. She was like, the shade. It's like the shade. All right. So that's what Tisha's saying to Marcel. So then Tisha's oldest daughter, she just shakes her head like, I'm sick of this shit. Like, this right here is damn ridiculous. So then MJ, their son, says that I would never let my spouse talk to me like that. And then y'all know he talks real proper. I don't know where the hell I don't know where he been. You thought that his ass went to Harvard or something. He don't talk nothing like Tisha. He don't have a thick tongue nowhere in sight, baby. He is very proper. He pronunciates like he's been hanging around the Caucasians, all right, a little bit. Y'all know how they talk, honey. But that's how he was talking. Like, he pronounces his words he's very well spoken. I cannot believe that you talk to my mother like that. That's how he was talking. I was like, bro, where you been? You need to just really spend some more time with your mama, because that need to rub off from you to her. Okay, because mama tongue is a little thick. But you sound like you've been to Harvard a few times. I know you're only 16, but he sounds like he's very, very educated. Like that's how he was sounding. But then Marcel says that I can't believe MJ right now, meaning that MJ kind of checked him on how to speak to Tisha and kind of getting him in line. So then Tisha says that you're talking about a boy and his mother, Marcel. They're in confessional. Marcel and Tisha's in their confessional. All right. So the kids kind of wrap up eating dinner. They're done eating dinner. They kind of hightail it. They go, up them 3 stairs to go upstairs, honey, in that house, to go up in their room. Okay, because y'all know it's only 3 stairs there. But so the Tisha and Marcel can finish their conversation that they were talking about when the kids were there. So then Tisha says to Marcel, she says that you really don't understand what really goes into being a wife, Marcel. All right. And then Marcel says, obviously I don't. All right. Here we go with the smart mouth. He gonna get smart with Tisha. So then Marcel says that I don't think that it's fair for you to say that I don't understand as a woman, because I can say that you don't understand as a man what it takes. I didn't understand what that whole back and forth was right there, Marcel, because y'all know he lives to argue. Marcel is very argumentative. All right. So then Tisha says that and I might not, and that's fine. Okay, because she's kind of irritated at the fact that he's kind of coming back at her like he is. So then Marcel starts with this speech like he's kind of scolding Tisha. Y'all know that he talks in circles. Okay, and the whole he said that the idea of providing and provision as a man is only like gravity. He says that you don't shape it; it shapes you. Y'all know he's speaking circles and in codes. I hate when he do these damn speeches. He says that I talked to my dad and he gave me some good advice on challenges. Okay. So then Tisha says, I don't think that. She says, it's me trying to figure out my role in the business. She says, but you hired Gino. That's the guy that Marcel hired at Schultz. Said that you hired Gino at Schultz as and even though I'm 85% owner of Schultz, you're still doing the day-to-day decisions without running it by me. So she's upset that he's making decisions without running it by her, even though she's the majority owner of the business, which I think that's kind of effed up. Okay. That's kind of effed up. He don't want her in the office. He don't want her to work. He don't want her to know what's going on in terms of the decisions. And it should be ran by her. It's the two of you company. It's your company as well as Tisha's. She's a majority owner. She should know what's been going on. She should know what's going on. She should know who's been hired, fired. She should know what money is being brought in. She should know what is going on in terms of the business. Okay. And the fact that he don't think that she should know about that further speaks volumes to the type of marriage that they have and the dynamic of how they run business. It's disrespectful. So Marcel says, so as the CEO, you want to be involved in hiring and firing? So then Tisha was like, yeah, I should. Like, yeah, I should know. All right. Yeah, I should know. All right, so then Marcel says, so he kind of sits there like he disagrees after Tisha was like, yeah, I want to know. I want to know, who's been hired and fired. I want to know. I want to be involved in that. So he's just sitting there like, like, no. So then Tisha says that nobody should provide me with info about the company that I don't even know about. She says, and that's what I'm saying, Marcel. She's upset at the fact that other people are coming to her and telling her what is going on in her business, and she's not privy to it by her being 85% majority owner of the business. So then Marcel, he kind of looks like, like, go ahead, say whatever you're saying, but ain't shit gonna change. All right. So and he says that I disagree because you're the owner. He says, and there's a separation from the owner and the day-to-day operations of that. And then he goes into this whole president, and he's saying that he's the president. He says, I'm the president and you're the owner. He says, play your role. That's what he tells Tisha. I'm the president. You're the owner. Play your role. And she kind of looks like, what? She tries to laugh it off, but it offended her. All right. And he saw that and he's still kind of stuck with it. Then he goes into this whole Robert Kraft bullshit. Then he starts talking about Tom Brady. Y'all know he speaks in circles and codes, and Tisha was just not hearing that shit. And the more that he talked, the more she was irritated. So then Tisha goes into her confessional. She says that I do all the work and then I get kicked out of my own building. She says that if it wasn't for me, that Schultz would not be where it is today. Now make that make sense. That's what she said. She popping off. She's mad at the fact that Marcel is not hearing her after she's pouring her heart out to him and letting her know that it's important to her that she is involved on the day-to-day of the business. He don't get it. He still don't get it because he don't respect her. And I blame her because she's allowed it all this time. What you do will continue to be allowed. What you allow him to do, he will continue to do it, Tisha. And now that you're trying to check him after 17 years, this is how things have been going for so long until he don't want it to change. He's comfortable with running over you. He's comfortable with running the business and not telling you what's going on. He's comfortable with doing what the hell he wants to do. And now that you try to put your foot down, he don't hear you. He don't respect you and or your decision. And he is not trying to change. And that's what he's letting her know. He ain't trying to change. He don't care to change. So Tisha says that in her confessional, she says that Marcel, she says to Marcel that she wonders why that he don't respect her as the wife and in the business. Okay. And I'm just like, you need to tell him that. She says, you wonder why I just don't respect you like that. I'm like, Tisha, whatever you sitting here saying in your confessional, this needs to be said in Marcel's face. Don't sit in your confessional and say all the things that need to be said to him. Say it to him. This is why he don't respect you, because you sit there and you be on mute and you hold back, but you run to Kimmy and tell Kimmy all the stuff that you really should be saying to Marcel. Telling Kimmy and everybody else ain't fixing your situation, ma'am. If you have a problem that Marcel is saying and or doing things that you don't like, put his ass in check. Put him in check. I don't know if something goes on in that house off camera that to maybe she's scared of him. And I don't want to put it out there that he's abusing her, but it just seems kind of odd that she's just not able to speak freely when it comes to Marcel. Which speaks volumes to the fact that Wanda put it out there on her live that she don't like him, and that if she could have chosen anybody else to be a husband to Tisha, it would not have been Marcel. That speaks volumes. Tisha have been telling her mama something about Marcel and their dynamic in terms of their marriage and how things is going, and maybe that she's not happy. Until her mama is going on a whole live and saying that she don't like Marcel, and that if she could have chose somebody else to be married to her daughter, it would not have been him. That speaks volumes. You done been telling your mama some stuff, honey, and you not happy, regardless to this 17-year bullshit that you like to keep throwing out there, Tisha. We see you, girl. We see you. You're not happy in this situation. Stop telling everybody else your mess and talk to your husband. That's the person that needs to hear what is going on in terms of your dissatisfaction in your marriage. Kimmy going through it too. Kimmy can't help you because she's going through it too. Quite as kept. All right. So then Tisha says, so I just collect my money and just keep it moving, right, Marcel? Marcel replies, yes. Essentially. See, he don't respect her. He don't respect her. So then Marcel says that Gino, the new hire, is more experienced than me, and it would be crazy to tell him how to or how not to do something. Okay. But Tisha has more experience. My thing is Tisha has more experience in business, according to her, in terms of her degrees and what she knows how to do in terms of how to run a business. She has more experience than Marcel, but Marcel feels like he could tell Tisha what to do in terms of business when Tisha is the one that holds the degrees. Tisha is the motor that keeps this thing running behind the scenes, but you want to make it appear that you are the boss. Okay, Tisha. And let me put a little nugget in Tisha's ear, baby. You don't like Melody, but I bet you Melody did not allow Martell to run Holt and Holt the way that you are allowing Marcel to run it. Marcel, now, granted, Martell walked around in them tight-ass Christopher Columbus suits, baby, but you better believe he didn't run up in there thinking that he was running something over Melody. Melody was running that business, and Martell was smart enough to allow her to do what she do and do it well, because he knew his ass didn't know what he was doing. He did not try to overstep the boundaries. He tried to act like he was the boss, but he knew that Melody was running that train. So all he wanted to do was walk around and perpetrate with his suits on and make everybody think that he was running it. And every now and then he would kind of feel himself, honey, when he come in the office. But it was understood that Melody was the boss behind the scenes. Okay? That's the difference. You don't like Melody, but you could take a page from her book. You could take a page from her book. She let him run around with them damn tight ass Christopher Columbus suits on, but you better believe he knew that her ass was the boss. And that's how you got to have that dynamic with Marcel. You need to put your foot down or maybe up his ass. It sounds like he might need it up his ass a few times before you put it down. To let him know, I'm the boss over here. You're not the one with the degrees. If it wasn't for my degrees and y'all running my shit up over here to start all these damn businesses, getting $900,000 loans and all that shit in my name, and we wouldn't have anything. It wouldn't, if it wasn't for me. And she already said, if it wasn't for me, nothing would be popping over here. So why don't you put your foot down and let him know? He's taking over everything. And I feel like he's setting himself up. And as soon as them kids grow up and get out of their house, I feel like he's slowly setting himself up so that he can leave Tisha and he gonna already have his little money set aside so he'll be good when shit pop off. Because he already see how this shit them panned out between Melody and Martell. Trust me. He been watching. He already told Melody, you winning. It's easy when you winning. So he's putting himself in a position so that he can be winning when he decides to leave Tisha, because he's not happy in that situation. That's why he don't want her to know the day-to-day process and what's going on. He is doing things behind the scenes so he can set himself up so that when them kids get at a certain age, he gonna skedaddle up out of there and he gonna be good financially. Unlike Martell. See, Martell wasn't smart enough to be doing no shit like that. Marcel is on his Shawnee O'Neal, if you know what I mean. That's just my take. It's my opinion. It's my opinion. He's not going to leave her with them kids being small, but he is steady stacking and setting himself up to be the boss. He's slowly pushing her out the way to where she don't know shit that's going on. He ain't trying to hear what she's saying because he already made up in his mind, this is what I got to do so that I can get my shit together. So when I finally decide to walk away and leave her ass, I'm going to be the one on top. And she going to be still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So that's why he got his thumb on her. And that's why he control her like that. And she's trying to come from under that control. But you messing up the setup, Tisha. And he not going to let you do that. Because he already got in mind what he want to do. So he not going to let you mess up his setup. So he going to fight you on that. He going to buck against you every time you come at him with that bullshit about, oh, I started the company. He know that. He don't give a damn. But what he will do is continue to stack his money. What he will do is tell everybody that he's the boss. What he will do is hire and or fire who the hell he wants to. And he don't care how you feel about it. You can cry. You can not give him none. He don't give a damn. He outsourced, remember? You can leave the house. He don't give a damn. He don't be there anyway. At this point, he don't care what you do. Because he's already made up in his mind that he's going to continue to do what he do. Period. Let's move on. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Check, 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 check. Now see y'all putting it in there. So the fact that she says to him, so I'm just supposed to just collect my money, come over there and do payroll, and that's it. Yes, essentially. That's what he told her ass. Pretty much. Continue doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing. So then Marcel says that I can't be like, oh, I'm the boss when he has more experience than me right there. So he's saying that I really can't overstep Gino because he's pretty much a boss in his own right. And I'm going to let him kind of do what he's doing and I'm going to do what I'm doing. And me and him, between me and him, we just going to run this thing. And I just need you out the way because what we got going on, our dynamic is working without you, even though you started it. That's what he's telling you, Tisha. So Tisha says, and what if I have some experience a little bit better than yours? He don't give a damn. Marcel says the difference is me and Gino are able to communicate. Ain't that crazy? 17 years and you cannot communicate with your wife. That speaks volumes. You don't want to go to counseling to fix it because you are comfortable being dysfunctional. You lived in a dysfunctional marriage for 17 years and you are comfortable in that spot. So you will continue to stay there because that, sir, feeds your ego and your narcissistic behavior. And your wife allows you to be in that space. So you stay there and you continue to disrespect her because that makes you feel comfortable. While she's uncomfortable. So you cannot love a person and see them in discomfort and continue to disrespect them and not feel any type of way about that. He don't care about your feelings and he continues to show you that by the way he treats you. Actions speak louder than words. You can tell me all day long you love me, but if your actions don't reflect that, bitch, you don't love me. Tisha grew up not being loved properly as a child, and as an adult, she don't really know what real love is. Her mother taught her that having things and giving her things is what love is. Materialistic things. They grew up being materialistic. Wanda would, and Tisha said it. My mom would give me things. She really didn't tell me that she loved me. Marcel don't really tell Tisha that he loved her. Every now and then he'll give her things whenever she start pouting and she want to get her away. And he just knows that that she ain't gonna snap out of it. So he'll go out and give her some shit so she'll snap out of it and they can get along. But at the end of the day, he don't really love her. He's conformed to being in that situation that he's in, and he tolerates and he put up with it. And when he gets tired of her whining bullshit, then he give in and kind of give her what she wants. And she knows how to do that because that's all she's done all her life. Tisha wants to be loved. So she's stuck in this marriage of 17 years to where she feels like she just has to keep holding on, because what else is she going to do? She don't want people talking about the fact that her marriage ended, because that's what she thrives on, the fact that she's had him for 17 years. She didn't grow up with her mother properly being in her life because her grandmother had to raise her. So now that she has this person who she's telling everybody that she loves and she's telling everybody that is perfect, she don't want to look like a fool, because Tisha is about image. So she will stay in a narcissistic, toxic marriage just to keep her image and be miserable as hell. I could not live like that. I could not live like that. You're going to look up another 17 years and you have wasted your life being miserable in a place where you should not be, when all you got to do is walk out the door. Look at Melody. If she can walk away and leave everything behind and start all the way over and still come out and be a boss, what's wrong with you? You got degrees. Step out. Women, don't be scared to step out from situations that you should not be in. Put one foot in front of the other. That's all it takes. Put one foot in front of the other and just keep going. Tisha she has some self-esteem issues and she's afraid. She look at Melody and she don't like her. She don't like the fact that Melody has that strength. She envies Melody's strength. You remember when they went to Destin, she asked her, well, how do you do that? How is it that you walk away and you divorce? And how is it that you're good? That's how you can say that she's not really good. Oh, trust me, she's good. Melody ain't got nobody telling her nothing to do. When she stick her key in the door, bitch, she come and go as she pleases. You not so much. Period. She ain't got nobody telling her what to do. She ain't got to go look for her husband. She's free from that mess. And until you wake up, Tisha, and realize that you are continuing to waste your life in a situation to where you're not being respected, your children are going to be grown up and out of the house, and you're going to be in that lonely ass house by yourself, waiting on your husband to finally come home after he telling you all day long he at work when he really laid up under another bitch. You know where he is. You the CEO, remember? You know when jobs are coming in. You know what jobs are on the table. You know what jobs he's working on because you the CEO. You got to approve it. So if he's telling you I'm at work and you ain't seen no slips on the desk saying that this job right here is what we have approved to work on, then don't be stupid and allow yourself to be told something just because it sounds good. Yes, Marcel does have a way with words. Yes, he talks in circles and he make the shit sound so believable. But don't be so stupid, Tisha. That's the only thing I don't like about her. And the fact that they gave her all this damn camera time, this particular episode, it irked me to no end. Because I'm like, I cannot take an entire damn episode of Tisha. I just can't. I can't take a whole episode of her. And I hope they don't do that shit again. Carlos, I may have to go on the DM you after this, sir, because that thoroughly pissed me off. I'm just like, I can't. But I love y'all so much. I got to review it. I said I'm going to review this entire season, come hell or high water. But this episode, I promise you, I just could not take Tisha, y'all. Let's move on. I'm back. Marcel says they're not able to communicate. All right. Tisha says, but we're communicating right now. All right. She says, I'm trying to get you to see it from my side, Marcel. He's still not seeing it. She said, I love you, bro. I appreciate it. Marcel says, Tisha, he says, I have so many other things on my plate right now, Tisha. That's his go-to. She would know what is on your plate because she has to approve it. She's the CEO, remember? I just said it. It's the mind games. How you got something going on that she don't know about when she the CEO? Y'all in business together. She got to approve it. He says that we have an assisted living project that we're building on right now. He says that we have this hotel that we're building, which I already said is at a halt. Another lie. He said that we have he said that we have a possible warehouse that we're going to be building. He says, and we have a dermatology office that we're also in the process of getting ready to start building. He says, I have all this going on at one time, so I wasn't thinking about it hurting you. That's what he's saying. So he's trying to make it seem like he's so focused on work that he really haven't thought about her feelings. Well, 4 of the 4 jobs that you mentioned, sir, sounds like they're really not real jobs. Okay. And the fact that she don't know that is very, very jarring to me. But go ahead, Tisha. So then Tisha goes in her confessional. She says that you have to invest time in a new business before it makes money. All right. That's what Tisha is saying. She says, and I can't build a new business when you're sabotaging me. She said that you stole my office. That is what she's saying in her confessional. But I wish she would have said that to him. Well, he was sitting there when it was said. Let me back up. He was sitting there with her whenever she said what she said. And the only thing he got out of what she said was the fact that she said that he was sabotaging her and stole her office. That's the only thing he got out of what she said. So he already came out of that situation being defensive, okay, and not hearing her in terms of how she felt, okay. So Marcel says all these words, sabotage and stole, like that really bothered him at the fact that she said that he was sabotaging her and stealing her office and or stealing from her. Okay, that bothered him. So Marcel says to Tisha, says that you don't listen to logic and understand how things go. Okay, and Marcel, you don't listen at all. Tisha can sit there and she's talking to she damn blue in the face and you are still not hearing her. You're listening, but you're not hearing. And at this point, I really don't think your ass is listening, to be honest. So Tisha says that you name all these projects that you have going on, but you got your degrees up and you also got someone up in your office. And then Marcel says that it's how business goes. So he's stealing her shit she said. And he see it on her face that she's hurt and he don't care. Let's move on to the next scene, child. Tisha is at the spa, honey, getting ready for the girls to arrive. It's more Tisha, y'all. I promise. I'm just like, Jesus. So then Kimmy arrives first at the spa. All right. Tisha, she's there. And she's waiting to use the spa to celebrate the girls and to celebrate Kimmy and the girls because she said that they bring the drama. All right. So then production rolls tape back to where they show several fights and several disagreements between the girls. They showed the Galentine fight with Destiny and Stormy. All right. They showed that. So then Stormy actually arrived after they actually showed a clip of the rollback. All right. So Stormy actually arrives. She sits down with Kimmy and Tisha, and she says that I wonder if Mel is coming. She says, and will it be that weird energy when she gets here? Girl, you so pressed about Melody. It's so funny. Girl, sit down and get your drink and stop worrying about damn Melody. Like everybody else is in. Tisha and Kimmy is there. Instead of you sitting there and engaging in conversation with them, Mel ain't even there yet. And your focus is on, I wonder if she's going to be here and it still be this same weird energy. She's talking about the same energy that it was whenever she saw Melody at Kimmy's event. Okay, prior. I said, girl, you so damn pressed about Mel. It's you done stole Destiny's whole storyline this whole damn season. So then Tisha goes in her confessional. She's standing in the confessional of this damn episode. She says that the one person that she's worried about is Tiffany because she found out that she has some type of issue with Kiki. All right. She says, y'all know Tiffany is going to speak up always at the wrong time. And that's what I'm saying. You know, Tiffany's going to always speak up at the wrong time and spill the beans and always start some mess. Okay. Y'all already know that. You never know what's going to come out of Tiffany's mouth. You never know who she's going to come after, honey. And I think she means well, but I think her timing is always wrong. Her timing is always at the wrong time. Okay. So production actually rolls tape back to where Tiffany tells Tisha that if you turn on your own family, then one day you'll do the same to me. All right. She's talking about Kiki in terms of how she turned on Tisha at Melody's pajama party. Y'all remember Melody had the pajama party and Kimmy was over there talking all this stuff about Tisha. All right. So then Tisha says that I'm worried about Tiffany and her hormones and her getting out of control with this whole situation with Kiki. All right. So then Tisha, she goes and gives the girls their robes and their footies to go ahead and get ready to change. Tisha goes back and puts on her robe and her footies first. She comes back out with her robe on, and then Kiki actually comes in and she speaks to everybody. She's like, hey guys, how are you doing? How you guys doing? Hi. So she's speaking to everybody. Then Stormy says to Tisha, she says, dang, y'all look alike. Talking about Tisha and Kiki. She said, damn, y'all look alike. And then Kiki said, who else would you want to look like? You know, that's what she said. So then Kimmy, she comes out with her robe on after going back to change it to her robe. And she says to Tisha, she says, is everybody's robe the same size? Because you're bigger than me. I was like, oh, that's a little bit of shade. That's a little bit of shade right there when she's trying to tell Tisha that she's a little bigger than her. So I was like, damn. So Kimmy says, anyway, what did I miss? So then Tisha says that Kiki just has a smart ass mouth, and she's kind of said it kind of in like a joking way. So then Tiffany, she kind of put the footy on her hand versus putting it on like she was supposed to kind of make this puppet to kind of pick at Tisha. Y'all remember at the reunion when Tisha had the puppets going back and forth with Kimmy and Mel, where she was kind of, you know. So then production rolls tape back conveniently to show them at the reunion where Tisha was sitting up there doing this whole bullshit right here, back and forth with Melody and Kiki with them stupid ass puppets, which I thought that was so damn childish. So then Tisha says to Tiffany, she says that I'm gonna mail you one that looks just like you, talking about the Muppet or the puppet or whatever. So then Tiffany hits back with, well, is it for the kids? Is it supposed to be for the baby? She said, because you act like a kid with a puppet. And I was like, damn, Tiffany. That's what she told Tisha. And that kind of offended Tisha to the point to where Tisha tells Tiffany, well, you're about to get kicked up out of here. Like, keep your bullshit up and you're going to be kicked up out of the spa. You ain't going to be able to stay here. So then Tiffany, she kind of looks like, oh shit, let me pipe it down then. So then Kimmy says in her confessional, she says that Tiffany be on that bullshit. And that's exactly how she said it, I promise you. She says she's always starting with somebody. And she is, y'all. I don't know what that energy was coming from. But Kimmy says that I'm glad that Mel wasn't here, like at the reunion, because Mel might not have laughed that off, and she may not have thought it was funny about those damn puppets. Okay. So conveniently, after Kimmy says that in the confessional, in walks Melody, because y'all know Melody child. Melody show up whenever she get ready. Melody was late as hell. She comes in, she greets everybody. Tisha says, hi, we're giving everybody a drink. This is some chocolate in a bottle. So she gave her chocolate in a bottle in her glass, honey. And Melody walks in. She speaks to everybody. And she says that she's glad that they invited her and that she's just getting over a cold and that she doesn't quite have all of her voice back, but she's still happy to be there. Okay. So the girls, they're all, like I said, they're all changed into their robes. They're ready to go back into their spa rooms. Melody, she still has not changed into hers as of yet. She's getting ready to. She's in the process of changing into her robe. So they all go back, and the first three women in the spa room, in the spa bathroom, they're all kind of like kicked back. They're relaxing. They have this little thing on their face where they're, you know, like they're in their zen. So then Tisha says that she can't even relax because Tiffany was being too shady. So she's still thinking about that. So Tisha says to Kimmy in their spa room, which is Melody. Wait a minute. So Tisha says to Kimmy in their spa room away from Mel, Kimmy, and Stormy. So Mel, Kimmy, and Stormy. Wait, Mel, Stormy, and Tiffany, they're in a spa room. And then Kiki, Tisha, and Kimmy, they're in another room. So they kind of broke them off in like threes and threes. Okay. So yeah. So they're talking in their spa room, honey. And Tiffany tells Mel about how it was kind of messed up that Kiki came to her pajama party talking mess about her cousin. Okay. So then production kind of rolls tape back and kind of shows Kiki in conversation and telling stuff about Mel, and they kind of going back and forth. With even Stormy kind of chiming in and giving her 2 cents. So then Tiffany says that if you do that to your family, she says that that you would actually do that To me too. All right. So then Melody, she just kind of looking like, bitch, I didn't come here for this. Melody, she just so in her own world. She's kind of tuning it out. You could tell she didn't want to be involved in that conversation. Mel did not come there for that. She looked a little uncomfortable. She just kind of looks off into space, and Mel just kind of clocked out of the situation. She didn't want to be in that drama in what Tiffany was talking about. And I think Tiffany kind of saw that because she kind of just stopped talking about it for a little minute. All right. So then Tiffany asked Melody what she thinks. Of course, Melody, she's just, like I said, zoned out. She don't care. She don't want to be in the drama. Melody says very calmly, she says, it's saying to me that I'm enjoying the peace in this room. And that's how she's saying it, very calm. It's saying that I'm enjoying the peace in this room, okay? And that the colors are just so beautiful. That's what Melody said in that same tone, y'all. And I'm just sitting there like, damn, Mel. She is so in her zen. Mel, like, I'm not about to get into that. You're not about to pull me into that bullshit, girl. So then Tiffany's looking like, wait, what? Like, where did that come from? Where did that attitude come from? So then Stormy, she's looking confused, like, hold up, what? That's what you got out of what? That's what you got out of what Tiffany was saying, Mel? So Mel, like I said, she's in her unbothered zen, and she says that I'm just enjoying taking it all in, and I'm just enjoying the aroma in the room. Like, she's in that type of zen. I was just like, girl, when I tell you, you is not about to mess up her peace, baby. She was in her peace. You hear me? So then Tiffany says that it worries me that she's very just disrespectful. She's still talking about Kiki. She still want to be on this talking about Kiki mess. So then Stormy says, per her confessional, she says that Tiffany's just trying to have a conversation about Kiki. And she says that Mel is so unbothered, and it just irritates Mel speaking on being in a peaceful place. And Stormy, and then Stormy says that I was just like, hold up, bitch. She was like, hold up. She says, like, what is going on here? That's what Stormy was saying. Like, because Mel was just not engaging in the mess that Tiffany was talking about. Mel was just, she was just so unbothered. She didn't care about it. So Mel was just pretty much choosing peace over drama in that moment. She didn't want to be involved in that mess. So in the other room with the other three ladies, which is Tisha, Kiki, and Kimmy, they're saying that Kimmy says to Kiki, she said that Tisha told me that y'all had a meeting. She says, are y'all getting back right to, getting back on track, or y'all back right to where y'all used to be? So then Kiki says that we're trying. She says that the last meeting went well. She says, and there's that's a step in the right direction, pretty much. All right. So then Tisha says that all we can do is try. Okay. So then Kimmy says that they're having of course, they're still having girl talk, and they're still trying to progress in terms of. Kiki says that they're still having girl talk, and they're still trying to progress in focusing on forgiving. Okay. Yes. So Kiki says to Kimmy, says that although our relationship never got to the magnitude of me and Tisha, she said that I can actually say that I have a lot of love for her. All right. So then Kiki brings up Mel's pajama party and says that Kimmy gives her a excuse. Kimmy kind of gives her an excuse me look, like she was kind of puzzled, okay, in terms of what was being said. So then Kiki kind of slick shaded Kimmy by saying that she feels that Kimmy was wrong and being shady by taking conversation back to Tisha in terms of what was said at Mel's pajama party. All right. So then Kiki was being real snappy and says to Kiki, Kimmy was being real Kimmy was being real snappy and says to Kiki, says that you don't feel that you were wrong for what you said at Mel's party, because she felt like Kiki was talking real greasy about Tisha. So then Kiki says, I do. So then Tisha says that, why are you bringing that back up? Okay. So then Kiki says, because I didn't have that conversation with Kimmy. Okay. And Tisha felt like that I was putting, she said that Tisha felt like that I was at the party kind of dogging her out. All right. So Kiki is trying to clear her name in terms of the perception of what everybody thinks of her, and think that she was being this super messy person in terms of what Kimmy went back and told Tisha in terms of what happened at the pajama party. Okay. So then Tisha says, says that Kimmy was just looking out for her because there was conversation there about her. All right. So then Kimmy says that everybody at the party say that there was an issue, that you were at the party talking about your cousin and everybody was wrong but you. So that is what Kimmy was saying to Kiki. All right. So then Kiki says, yes, everybody aggravated the situation. All right. So then Tisha says, but that wasn't the place to bring that up. All right. So then Kiki says that I brought it up after Stormy mentioned it. So the conversation is kind of building to where Kiki is getting a little irritated with Kimmy. All right. So then Kimmy says to Tisha, says that, do you remember me mentioning that Stormy was also talking about it too? So then Tisha says, I don't remember that. So now you don't remember nothing, Tisha. So then Kimmy says to Tisha, she says that I told you that Stormy brought it up and that Kiki actually followed in conversation. All right. So then Kimmy also says that I didn't know that Stormy, she said, I didn't even know Stormy that well. And that I was surprised that she had a lot to say about the situation in the first place. All right. So then the camera goes back into the room where Tiffany and Melody and Stormy is. And at this point, they can hear the conversation that's going on between Tisha, Kimmy, and Kiki, because the conversation is kind of getting a little bit louder. And Stormy keeps hearing her name. She keeps hearing Stormy, Stormy, Stormy. So at this point, they're saying, you know what, I think we need to go over there and see what they're talking about because I keep hearing my name. That's what Stormy is saying. So they kind of get up and Mel was like, yeah, let's go hear what they're saying. So they kind of get up and they go into the other room where the other three girls are to go and hear what is being said. So Stormy says via confessional, she says, don't talk about me behind my back. And when you do it, don't do it so close to where I can hear you. Okay. So then Tiffany and Melody, Tiffany, Melody, and old Beaky, honey, go into the room with Kiki, Tisha, and Kimmy, all right, to where they're continuing to discuss Melody's pajama party and what Stormy had to say. All right. So as they're walking in, they're kind of wrapping up their conversation in terms of what was said at the pajama party. So Kimmy finishes what she was saying to Kiki. She says that all I know is that Mel was real cool with me and Stormy was not. She says, but she was Mel's friend and I didn't know that. Okay. That's what Kimmy was saying. So then Kiki, Tisha, and Kimmy, they speak to Stormy, Tiffany, and Mel as they come in, and then they kind of eavesdrop on the conversation in terms of what's being said. All right. So then Tisha, of course, being fake, she kind of sits up and says, so ladies, did y'all get to relax in your room? Okay. She kind of trying to figure out what the hell they doing there because it was kind of awkward with them walking in the middle of the conversation with them talking about Stormy, who was in the other room, who heard her name. So then Stormy says, yes, we did. She says, tell me more. Tell me more. She says, tell me more about it, baby. Tell me more about it, baby. You know, like, yeah, I heard y'all talking about me. Y'all keep talking. I'm in here now. Continue the conversation. All right. So then Kiki says that we were discussing what happened at the pajama party at Mel's house. All right. So then they kind of put the camera on Melanie and she's just kind of sitting there like, what? So that's what y'all talking about? Melanie looks like, oh Lord, like I don't want to be in this drama, and I don't ask me nothing. I don't want to be in the middle of this mess about what happened at this damn pajama party. I don't want to talk about this mess. All right, you can tell Mel was real uncomfortable about what they were talking about, and she was not interested in being involved. So then Kiki, she sits up because she's kind of irritated at this point. She says, and I really wanted to relax. She says, but I'll just go ahead and clear this up. All right. So then Tisha says, yeah, let's just relax, y'all. Like, let's just relax. So Kiki says that there are some things that got back to Tisha that were kind of blown up and misconceptions. All right. So then Kiki says to Tiffany, she says that I heard that you were saying that you didn't like the conversation that I had with Tisha. All right. So then Tiffany responds, yeah, I heard the conversation and I saw Tisha cry real tears for all the times that you claimed being Mel's friend. You should have claimed being her cousin, period. So Tiffany came out guns blazing, y'all. She said, and family first. That's what Tiffany was saying to Kiki. So Kiki kind of looks like, bitch, who are you talking to? Like, run that beautiful bean footage and run it by me again. Who are you talking to? So Kiki comes back with, I don't think it's fair for you to make that statement. She says, and she was very defensive, you guys. She says, because you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, and that's one. All right, so she's doing a little countdown on her ass, and that's one. Okay, so she gives she gives Tiffany the death stare when she tells her, and that's one. Like she about to count it down on her ass, and that's one. She gave her this. So of course, Tiffany was unbothered, and she was still sitting back holding her stomach because y'all know she in her third trimester, honey. But she was still in her pity, and she was not backing down from Kiki. She like, Kiki, I don't give a hot damn. You don't scare me. Yeah, I'm pregnant, but what you gotta say? So then Tiffany responds, I absolutely know what I'm talking about. Okay. So then Kiki says, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Let me just say this. She says that you were clueless in what you were talking about. Okay. And then it gets more and more and more heated in their exchange. Okay. So then Kiki says to Tiffany, she says that she's my cousin. Excuse me if I'm a little hyper, but that's just irritated. That just irritated me because she don't know what she talking about. Number one. So we still on number one. Usually it's number two that come after number one, but she's so damn mad she done lost count. So go off. Okay. She says you wasn't there, period. That's what she is telling Tiffany. All right. Because Tiffany done irritated her ass by jumping in this conversation. So she reading Tiffany's ass all the way down to the ground for jumping in this conversation. So then Tiffany sits up. And she's still holding her stomach, honey. She says, with her finger up, like she's getting ready to do a countdown on Kiki. She says, and I never said that I was, and I still had nothing, okay, to do with it. That's how she was. She was on that with the fingers up like she doing a countdown, like she about to tell her ass off. So then Kiki says, but you had no say. So that, she said, but you had no say in that either. All right. Pretty much telling her stay out of it. Don't be speaking in on the conversation. So then Tiffany says, actually, I fucking did. All right. I was just like, you better speak, girl. She raised her voice and she went in on her ass. She says, and it rubbed me the wrong way that you would throw her under the bus in that any capacity. She says, because you're family first. She said that friendships come and go. She says that I didn't grow up with a big family. And then Kiki said, yeah, obviously. So then she said, I didn't have cousins and siblings. So then Kiki interrupts, well, maybe you don't understand. All right. So then Tiffany says, I absolutely do not. I was like, she was throwing around that F-bomb. I was like, girl. So then Kiki kind of pipes down and everyone kind of looks like, wow, after Tiffany kind of pops off on her with the whole absolutely, that whole thing. So Stormy looks down like, damn. Everybody's kind of looking like, whoa, the way Tiffany kind of popped off on Kiki. So then Melody, she's still giving the whole why am I here look. Melody was like, that's the look Melody was giving, like, bitch, why am I here? I thought this was supposed to be a spa day. I did not want to be here and watching y'all bitches be arguing back and forth. Like, I'd rather be anywhere else but here. That's the look Melody was giving. She was not here for it. So then Tisha kind of gives a fake smile and she's kind of looking at Kiki like, girl, you all right? Because you just got your ass tore off by Tiffany. That's the look that she gave Kiki. And I was just like, y'all, that was pretty much the most interesting part of this damn whole episode, you guys. All right. Kimmy kind of looks like, okay, what the hell just happened and why did it happen? Okay, because the conversation went from 0 to 1,000 real quick. Tiffany was not backing down and Tiffany read the hell out of Kiki. And Kiki, I think, was surprised that Tiffany actually even turned up on her ass like she did. Okay, but that was the end of this episode, you guys. That was the most interesting part in this entire episode, the exchange between the two of them going back and forth in that heated discussion. All right. That was the end of that. That was the end of this episode. I'll give this episode a 4. It was boring as hell until we got to the end of the damn episode between, like I said, the girls, Kiki and Tiffany kind of going back and forth. Okay. The argument is actually what kind of kept my interest at the end of the damn episode because everything else was boring as hell. All right. Now, Season 6, episode 4 that will be coming up will consist of, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little spoilers for that, okay? Because I did see that. All right, so next episode, Martell and Maurice will be at a batting cage, okay? Where Maurice mentions to Martell that he heard that he was playing escort to Melody. Y'all remember at the event that Melody threw for Kimmy where Martell walked Melody out and Melody did not want him to walk her out. So Martell says that she's the mother of my 4 kids and I'm supposed to walk her out. Okay, he's still on that, even though Melody did not want him to. Okay, so so then Maurice says to him, well, what about Sheree? where does Sheree fall in all of this? So Martell says, what does Sheree have to do with any of this? All right. And my thing is the fact that y'all asses is fake. 1 minute you running behind Mel, and then the next you mentioning Sheree. Like, which one is it, sir? So then the next thing that happens is the new guy at Schultz that that Marcel hired at Schultz. He is talking to Marcel. They're having like this conversation back and forth, and he tells Marcel that he wishes that he had been more of a partner to his ex-wife. Okay. So that things could have been better between the two of them. So I think that they kind of had a little falling out, and almost the same dynamic that Tisha and Marcel is going through in terms of their business. He's saying that he wishes that he and his ex-wife could have had a better, I guess, dynamic between the two of them. All right, in business. So he's telling Marcel pretty much that he's moving funny in terms of Tisha and how things are going. So then Tisha, Melody, and Kimmy, they meet up and they're having a conversation. And Kimmy is telling Melody and Tisha that she wants them to kind of move forward to a place where they can be, I guess, cordial without the drama and them arguing and being in a negative space. Melody says at this point, actions speak louder than words. And then Tisha, she kind of smart. She kind of looks at Melody and then she kind of gives like a little smirk, like, which she's not going to, Tisha's not going to get in that space with Melody. She don't want to. They're being forced by production to get along in terms of being able to film and be in the same space. Y'all already know that. All right, so then they show the fake comeback group meeting, and they're there to discuss the Black Business Expo that's coming up. Of course, you know that Tisha has taken charge over speaking on behalf of the comeback group, which that used to be Melody's position. But since Melody stepped back and gave up her rights to the comeback group, she really doesn't want to be in the comeback group anymore. She's just there to be there. Tisha has stepped up to take over Melody's spot in terms of that. So she's speaking to them and bringing up the fact that the comeback group is getting ready to maybe be hosting this Black Expo event coming up. Kimmy actually asked Tisha, she says, is it a group event? Because the promo pic that you are promoting this Black Expo event is just you and Marcel, and you guys are coupled up like it could be something maybe just for show and not for the comeback group. If you're promoting all of us, it should be a picture of all of us showing that we are all promoting this event and not just a picture of just you and Marcel. So that is what she was telling her. So then Tisha looks kind of crazy, and she kind of looks off into space, and then they pan the camera around to everybody that's there. Marcel was looking crazy. Martell was looking like, you right. Mel was looking like, oh, here we go with this bullshit. And everybody, and of course, Kimmy was kind of looking at her and waiting for an answer, looking at Tisha and waiting for an answer to ask her, okay, is this a business expo for the comeback group, or is this just something you and Marcel are throwing? Okay, and then of course it goes off there. So that's what's going to be happening on the next episode. Okay, you guys, again, I give this episode a 4. I hope you guys enjoyed the review of this episode. That is it. Okay, yes, that is it. Episode 3, season 6 of Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Hasta, Letitia, baby. That was the title of this particular episode. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed it. We had over 1,000 or something in here. We still have 794 likes. If you guys did not go ahead and like the video, go ahead and do that. Hope you guys enjoyed the said you make my day. Really, I appreciate it, you guys. I love doing the reviews for you guys, but the show has been super boring. I'm going to continue to review it. Okay. Somebody said I give it an F. It was super boring. They got to step it up, you guys. They have Carlos. Y'all gonna have to step it up, baby, because this season is starting out as a total drag. A lot of people have fell off from watching the show, you guys, and they're just watching the content creators review it. So I'll continue to review it, and I'll continue to come in and put my stank on it so you guys don't be bored. But definitely keep watching. For those of you that's watching, I guess keep watching. And for those of you that would like to watch my channel for the reviews, I'll be here every Sunday at 8 p.m. to give you guys a great review. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Moz, for doing such a great job. Thank you, Caramelians, for being here as well, spending your Sunday evening with me, rather. Please go ahead and like the video. If you did not do so, like it on your way out, and go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Okay. You guys enjoy your day and night rather. And we will see you guys tomorrow for Car Chronicles. I will be right here in this chair. Okay. And goodbye. Love you guys down. Thank you. Bye. Be safe.